The Chicago Cubs world beaters? One of their teammates seems to think so. Let's talk about it. What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a fabulous Tuesday morning as we kick off the day, second day of the work week. And also, guys, Cubs baseball is back on the air tonight. You don't want to miss it. Chicago Cubs going up against those Los Angeles Dodgers. Thank God. Today and tomorrow, we ain't got to see these suckers again, hopefully until late October. But the Chicago Cubs are going to face the Los Angeles Dodgers. And like I said, we're going to preview that game. The Chicago Cubs looking to make some noise against those Dodgers. And continue on doing the things that they do, playing baseball the way they know how to play baseball, and which is being smart at the plate, and being able to handle the baseball and get clutch hits. It will not be an easy task, guys, today. Chicago Cubs will have Dustin May up pitching. The Los Angeles Dodgers will have Dustin May up pitching for them in that game. Meanwhile, the Chicago Cubs, guess what? My favorite day of the week comes early this week, y'all. That's right. Shota Imanaga Day is coming this week. Tonight is the night. 6:40 start time over at Wrigley Field. Los Angeles Dodgers with a 16-7 record. The Chicago Cubs with a 14-10 record. The Chicago Cubs looking to win the season series. If they win tonight, I believe they take the season series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, which will be a feat in and of itself. It's going to take them being smart at the plate. It's going to take them, like I said, being clutch, and it's going to take some big hits from some big guys. But if anybody can do it, the Chicago Cubs can do it. So, honestly, my prediction, I would expect the Cubs probably to split this 2-game series. Probably win tonight, maybe lose tomorrow. But hey, why can't the Chicago Cubs go out there and win both games, huh? Why can't they? Why can't the Chicago Cubs come out and dominate like we know that they absolutely can? I mean, hey, listen, that's what today's episode is all about. It's all about the Chicago Cubs being able to go and do what needs to be done to win baseball games. And for my money, I'm betting that the Chicago Cubs will come out on top in a victory against the Los Angeles Dodgers today. So with that being said, today's main topic is what one of the Chicago Cubs leaders had to say after the outing against the Diamondbacks. That's right. Jamison Taillon went on record after pitching 5 strong innings and only allowing 1 run, even though the team lost the game. Jamison Taillon had some very, very good big words to say about the Chicago Cubs. He said that the Chicago Cubs can play with anybody. He said he's encouraged by what he saw from the offense against 3 good Diamondback pitchers. I mean, and again, like I said, he's not wrong in that at all. The Chicago Cubs have had a crappy schedule. Whoever made the Chicago Cubs schedule to start this season gave them the crappy end of the stick to start the season. Now, I get it. You want to keep the Cubs out of Chicago, out of the elements as much as possible. You had to get them back, but they did a lot of their West Coast stuff outside of seeing San Francisco. A lot of that they took care of already. Like I said, look at the schedule. Jamison Taillon said. He said it's like, coming up, we have Corbin Burns, Zach Gallen, and Merrill Kelly. And he said, like, those are 3 really dang good MLB starting pitchers. And we come out here still with the series win. Listen, he's not wrong. The Chicago Cubs, like I said, they faced 3 great arms, and they took them to the limit all 3 times. So, like I said, Merrill Kelly left Sunday's game with due to left hamstring tightness. But outside of that, I mean, to do what they did against Zach Gallen, to do what they did against Corbin Burns, I mean, again, it's phenomenal. This offense really has some firepower on it. Jamison Taillon went on to say, so yeah, I mean, we faced three great arms, great lineups, and I just think we can play with anybody. So just a good reminder. So the question of the day: do you guys believe the Chicago Cubs can play with anybody? That's right. Do you believe the Chicago Cubs can play with anybody? That's the question of the day. I believe that Jamison Taillon is right. I believe the Chicago Cubs can play with anybody. And I detailed it in one of last week's episodes where I told you guys just the sheer fact that the Chicago Cubs find themselves consistently in ball games. And a lot of it is due to the fact of their offense. And it's not like uh and it's not like he's just out there. It's not like the Cubs are just out there winging it or depending on the home run ball, but it's calculated moves by Craig Counsell. It's switching guys in to pinch hit, pinch run. It's guys taking base hits instead of trying to swing for the fences. It's guys getting those clutch hits when needed, and it's guys stealing the bags. We have so much speed around the bags. Quentin Berry, our third base coach, has been a godsend. We stole him from the Milwaukee Brewers, and he has been a godsend this season. The way he runs the bags, the way he was quick around the bags is what he's known for, and he has done a phenomenal job with the Chicago Cubs and helping them and Craig Counsell manage how we steal bags. Again, PCA already with 8 out of 9 steals so far this season, and we're really still into the first month of the season with so much more baseball to go. So again, the Chicago Cubs are writing their own formula, a formula as old as time, where like I said, where you play base to base, you get the clutch hits when you need it, also take your walks, patient at the plate, don't swing at crap, and then you get the clutch hits when needed. Again, this is literally how you play winning baseball. Sometimes the home run ball is going to go. Sometimes the wind's going to blow out at Wrigley. Sometimes it's going to be an Great American Ballpark or a Yankee Stadium, and you're going to have the short fences where you can hit it over. But then sometimes it's going to be a grind. And this year it just seems different for the Chicago Cubs team because they're weathering the storm of the grind. They're able to continue to keep playing baseball even when it looks like they can't push a run across. Like I said, the Chicago Cubs do not seem withered or upset or out of sorts when they go down in games. I feel like they have each other's back, and I feel like they know they got a guy in Kyle Tucker that at the end of the day, when you need that big swing in the back, Kyle Tucker's got you. I mean, I just look back to that Arizona game that they won 13-11 last Saturday. Look no further than that. One man on, Kyle Tucker comes, sends that ball all to the right field bleachers. Cubs take the lead, and then of course you see Kyle Tucker hitting like that. It gives Seiya Suzuki confidence, and he comes right behind him and knocks another home run. The Chicago Cubs are figuring this thing out, and it's something to be excited about. So yes, I do agree with Jamison Taillon. The Chicago Cubs can play with anybody. Now, the difference between being able to play with anybody and the difference between beating everybody comes down to a bullpen. That's right. Because once you get a lead, you got to hold that lead. And then, and like I said, and if you don't have the bullpen pieces to be able to hold the lead, I don't care how great your starters are. I don't care how great your hitters are. If your pitchers cannot hold the lead out the bullpen, you are not going to have success in this league. If you look at last year's recipe, what the Dodgers did, they just, like I said, I keep going back to that because it was masterful. It was a masterclass on how to maneuver games and manipulate games using your pitching roster and what you have to be able to win games. I mean, like I said, they used a bullpen game during the World Series. I mean, that's crazy. That's unheard of. But it was successful because they had enough pitchers that they knew that they could do what they had to do. At the end of the day, that's the game. That's the name of the game. Win the World Series. The Chicago Cubs are trying to win the World Series. And in order to do so, this is what has to be done. So, again, what do you guys think? Can the Chicago Cubs play with anybody? And can the Chicago Cubs beat anybody on any given day? Let me know in the comments below. Also, guys, please leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498. You will be featured on the show in my voicemail bag spot. Or you can write me at Cubs Baseball 1992 cubscountry@gmail.com. I would love to read out you guys' emails over the broadcast. Also, I appreciate each and every last one of you. Until next time, and hopefully the Cubs get us a W. Until tomorrow, go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.